Patreon member shout out. She should not lock the open door. Run away, run away, run away. Full moon is on the sky and he's not a man anymore. Sees the change in him but can't. Run away, run away, run away. See what became out of her darling man. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. Also, comment down below if you like Sonata Arctica. Anyway, today we had a pretty good day. Omi up about 1%. I think that was really just because we had that news that Alfred Kahn is going to be on the next community update. A little more on that later, but we did it. For the first time in I think over a week, we outperformed both the markets and Bitcoin. Markets were down today, so was Bitcoin. Not too much. Bitcoin was down, I think, 0.75. Markets were also down 0.2, 0.3, give or take. I feel like it's that moment in Stranger Things when Dustin says, "You did it, Steve? You want to fight? We did it, guys. We outperformed." Again, this is nothing new. We have done this consistently for more times than not over the past couple of months, but it's just the last week or so. It's been pretty bad for Omi, so thankful to see that out again. But again, we do have some big news coming that Alfred Kahn is the, obviously, the reason that a lot of us got into this in the first place, at least it was for me. Typically, you don't want to roll out the red carpet and summon him unless it's something big. So we do have a couple of updates about that, particularly from Alex. He's been the one kind of spearheading this. Official announcement did come from the Veve official Twitter account saying, "Hey Veve fam, in preparation for new Veve artworks and full slate of drops at DCon London, there will be no drops this weekend, but instead we'll have some updates and a brand new video chat with the legend Alfred Kahn 7 at Alfred Kahn. Stay tuned." So I'm fine with the no drops today, or I'm sorry, this weekend. I will be indisposed on Saturday, and actually Veve will be at the Web3 Gala over on Saturday as well. I don't know if anyone from the team's going to be there. I know a couple of people from, I think, Venkatesh and Epico Regal are going to be there. If there are people there, it might be Alex, it might be Reese, or it might be Noah. I'm not 100% sure. I won't be able to go. I do know a couple of people that are going. Comment down below if you're going to be in the city for that. Like I said, I'll be indisposed. But moving on, we did have Alex go and say, retweet this saying, "It's a great chat, but has zero to do with Pokemon, just to nip that in the bud. Don't reduce this man to your perpetual wens." And, I looked at the chat, and there was a couple of people that had commented a couple of GIFs. I didn't really see a lot of people saying, "Oh, one Pokemon, one Pokemon." So we have Wubba Wubba 7 saying, "But does it have anything to do with the D?" As in David's been teasing a lot with the D. And Reverend Alex G says, "No, and it's best you don't overthink that one either." Again, D, if it's not Dragon Ball Z, or it could be, but it could be Disney, Digimon. I would say one of those three might be what the D is talking about, or it's just DCon, as in DCon London, but we shall see. We do have Marcon saying, why kill the hype before the video's here? Let people speculate, get excited, give YouTubers a chance to make videos, regardless and if it happens or not. That's the journey. It builds hype and excitement. That's marketing for free. You can't pay for that type of marketing. More people will tune in to the video if there's a chance. And I kind of agree, more people would definitely tune in, kind of like holding our breath, holding each other. But Alex G says, "Not on this one, fam. People will inevitably get upset, and that's not what they were spun up to believe." Then replies saying things such as the tweet with Al copied. Thanks, though. Again, you don't really want to go and upset the man that really made this all possible. So I do kind of agree with that. I do see both sides. As far as markets in other news, there are people that do collect palindrome numbers. There are people that collect 777, 888, 1221, things like that, ascending or descending, like 1234 or 6543, that type of deal. And they'll pay a little bit of a premium for it. But if you go and try and sell a Groot for 30x what the floor is, you're going to have a bad time. I'm just throwing that out there. But speaking of low mint numbers, we do have Ollie Harfield, who is verified on Twitter as a professional soccer player. Does have a Becky Cloonan number 50 that started on auction, and that was today. It does go for 24 hours, and so it should be about should actually only have a few hours left by the time this video ends. So if you're looking for that, take a look-see. Taking a look at the floor of this right now at about 370, it's 369, but coming nice down below for the 69. I would say at a rare, let's say about, I would say maybe a sub 100 could maybe go for about 2,000, maybe a little more, and this one's at 50, so let's see what the sub 100s go for. Boy, I was way off. The cheapest you can get is number 48 at 13,000, so I really don't see this getting that much lower than that. Or maybe it does. Maybe it does go down to what I think it could go, maybe 24, 2,500, but we'll see. It's a weird time when your things are so low, but also the sub 100s, the cheapest is 13K. That's absolutely heckin' ridiculous. That is about a 40x of where the floor is. I don't think it's worth that much, but again, there is no cheaper option, so we'll see. We do have some other news that I'm not sure I had mentioned before, and speaking of not mentioning stuff, I did mention the Alfred Kahn coming on the next community update last week. Alex had mentioned it in a Don't AMA. It's so strange, it's Don't AMA, but people ask him anything. So I'm usually streaming at that time. People keep me updated and say, hey, Alex just confirmed this. So definitely keep watching the videos if you want the alpha. But anyway, we do have BlackRock, which, you know, we all know of people that have hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars. And that's a lot of money. But when someone like BlackRock is getting into crypto that has $10 trillion in assets under management, that's like 14 figures, that's a pretty big deal. Couple that with the fact that the Financial Accounting Standards Board, or FASB, is looking into how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are treated, currently as an indefinite intangible assets. If that changes and companies can report them at fair market value at the time of financial reporting date, that'll be massive for companies and CFOs and controllers. Finally, we should see some clearer guidance from regulatory agencies on how they'll view cryptocurrencies and will treat them going forward. I think this does happen sooner than later, and that in conjunction with people getting more monies in their pockets, Joe Biden canceling student loan debt, which, you know, however you feel about that, some people with not a ton of money, and again, it's only $10,000 that he's clearing, or $20,000 if you had Pell Grants. That is, what did people do when they find money? What do you do when you have gems? You spend them. And you do have citizens, in Florida, residents in Florida and California that are also getting some stimulus checks. So what did people do last time they had stimulus checks? They bought stuff. Also, in the good news today, it's still there. We have a 104 million OMI buy order over at 0.00130. And there is a couple million that is below that at 0.00129, give or take. And HelloK even responded on it saying, you guys need to chill. Let OMI come down, please. Says, when HelloK gets 100 million OMI, he'll do a 2-day long stream like real Randy Chavez. I hope he does. That'd be great. In order for him, that's why he sold a lot of his stuff. Again, he might cash out a little bit, but the reason he sold over 100 sets and has less than, I think, a dozen collectibles now is really to put it into OMI. He's pretty close to the team. Does he know something? I mean, he's selling all of his stuff in order to get more OMI. I think he might know something. I'm just, conspiracy theory here. Anywho, moving on, we do have utility art linked down below to their Discord. So much fun, whether it's Gartic, whether it's Ambassador's Chat, whether it's Supernatural, or whether it's something like a Royal Rumble. We have a lot of fun there. But they posted a new philanthropy demonstrates new ways of giving back. That is from Cointelegraph, so congrats to them for being able to get Cointelegraph to report on them. And with a lot of speculation of OUP potentially getting announced this quarter, there is a lot of people that are also talking about MCP and talking about badges. And if you can tell in the thumbnail, if you can't read it, I'll read it here. When Cable's talking to Deadpool saying, looks like we're on different sides of the fence here. I'll double whatever the commission on superhuman activities is paying you. And Deadpool says, my principles cannot be bought. So what does Cable say? He says, I'll give you a bigger badge. And that might be Deadpool logic, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that badges mean things. Prefix in Harry Potter, get badges. Cops, get badges. There are little receptors that get dopamine and serotonin dumped into them when you have an achievement. And how do you get achievements? By doing something. If you can't do it in real life, it's a pretty close second doing it in your virtual life. When Pikachu goes up a couple of levels, or when you go and you beat the Elite Four, you get badges in the Pokemon League before you get to the Elite Four. And then what do you get? You get the biggest badge of them all. You get your name on the gyms, and then you get your name in the Pokemon League after beating it. There's not too big of more big of a reward than that. Maybe breeding, but people love that stuff. And what happens if you can't do something in your real life? Well, you do it in your virtual life. I think people are really underestimating the future of the MCP, of the OUP, and all the badges that happens. I mean, there's going to be a top tier badge. There's an episode of According to Jim back in the day where he's at a bowling alley. He has 11 strikes in a row, and the power goes off. He cannot finish his game. He's never had a perfect game before. For those of you that don't know, in bowling, 12 strikes is a perfect game. And he was reminded when he was younger, some Asian kid in his class, I forget his name, that always used to get 100 on every single test. And Jim always felt bad because he never did. And this was his one time to be perfect, so he couldn't leave the bowling alley. Why am I telling you this story? Because how many of us have perfect lives? I know I don't. I don't think that really exists. To get perfection is next to impossible to do. So for me, I got a bowl to 300 when I was 15. Sorry, I had to divert for a second. And if you can't get it in your real life, how do you do that in your virtual life? Well, there's going to be a max badge that you can get for MCP. That is going to be some people's chance to be perfect. I might not be bullish on every single fact that comes out, not everything that Veve and Akomi does, but I'm very, very bullish on that fact. People going and saying, oh, hey, I'm only at, let's say there's 15 levels of badges, I'm only at level 1. It's probably going to do you really, really well to get to level 2. And even within the level 2s, oh, I'm rank number 87,642. Now I'm 85,000. And you're climbing up that ladder every single day, every single time you buy. I'm very, very bullish on the way people are going to act with that, the way people are going to start buying. And the fees, well, let's say more money, the more fees that are taken, the more money that Veve has, the more stuff that they can do. And that's not including renting. I did have a question a while ago from the OP saying, have you ever watched CoffeeZilla's videos on fake influencers who rent to make themselves look rich? If NFTs become the next flex, maybe they will start renting expensive NFTs. And this makes sense. Some people, whether you're trying to pretend to be someone you're not, or people that are doing it for a date, to try to impress a girl, whatever it is, people rent cars, people rent houses, people rent suits. Why not rent NFTs? It makes some poetic sense. Dr. Prophet had tweeted before from Sadly It's Bradley, Samsung publicly reiterated their plans to bring OLED microdisplays into mass production in 2024. Seem to look like glasses. Construction of this new line is planned to start next year. And speaking of next year, we do have Apple coming out with their glasses next year. Very, very excited to see that. And Mark Zuckerberg was just on the Joe Rogan show, or Joe Rogan Experience, and they were talking about glasses, and he says, like, well, we're still working on the headsets, we're still working on stuff like that for the next 3 to 5 years, but eventually, yes, what you see on headsets right now will be available in glasses probably in the next 5 or so years. And I mean, right now they're working on stuff with mixed reality. You're seeing things that are there and things that aren't really there. Very, very excited to see what Apple, Google, everyone has. So I did have to make, at the end of this video, that's the last of the Omi news, talking about dating in the metaverse. I could make his own separate video about this. I could go live for 2 hours about this, but just kind of want to reiterate this here. If you are, and I was on Patient Hodler's channel, his stream before, just noticed the eyebrows again, slightly growing back. Whether it was a video of me shaving my eyebrows or cutting my hair or shaving my face, whatever it is, there are people that are going to want to ship you with others. This is a very new medium. It's a very new technology, dating in AR. You can make the argument that it's been happening for a while on chat rooms in the 90s and 2000s, and then you had, Tinder and Bumble and all this stuff. But in AR, people have done it so in World of Warcraft. What is it going to be like in the Veveverse? And how does this affect me? Why am I bringing it up now? There's going to be a lot of opportunity there for both men and women. Men can show off the stuff that they got. Women can go and be like, hey, can you gift me something because I look pretty? And men will do it. But I have had a couple dozen people over the last just couple weeks ship me with other people in the community or YouTubers. This has been happening for a long time, but now that I'm single, it kind of just snowballing. I am not with anyone. I don't really have any plans to be with it. If it happens, great. Right now, I'm just very, very busy. I just wanted to dispel any rumors. I'm not with anyone. I'm completely 100. I'm about as single as you can get. So again, I can't believe I had to make this in a video, but there's been a lot of people, been getting a lot of messages. So I just figured I'd say that once and for all. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everybody, please check out at HeyDavidDon and at KingMouse over on the Twitter. Stand Up Chart and KingMouse over on the Veve app. Kobe Clarkson, OmiPlayer1 over on the YouTube. Wraithax.eth domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Meadow Lemon, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. At Nomad with Guitar, at Wet Wizard Veve, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter, and Fanny Carbonell FR over on the TikTok. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow, meow. I'm the Jolly Ollie Man. Meow, 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 meow.